Welcome to Biz Dev Live. My name is Cameron Toth. I'm your host Monday through Friday, every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure if you have not, you're going over to YouTube, entering in Cameron Toth or Biz Dev Live, finding the channel and hitting that subscribe button. Now, first, before I get into today's topic, which is Canva, right? I'm going to bring this up for us here. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a Canva tutorial, but I also want to talk about social media content. Before I get into that, one, this is not a paid video. Canva is not advertising with me. This is just a tool for entrepreneurs, business owners, people that are working to create social media content that I actually use. I actually pay for, so I pay for the paid version. So there's going to be things that I show you today that if you're using the free version, which I really encourage you, any kind of software, if there's a freemium version, try it out. Make sure you fall in love with the user interface, that it's something that you're actually going to use and enjoy before you purchase it. But that being said, I'm going to be showing you some things that I use on the paid version. I think it's worth it. I definitely endorse it. I'm doing this video today, again, because I think it's really useful for creating social media content. Before I was using Canva, I was using things like PowerPoint or Keynote on Mac. I was taking the backgrounds out of images with Background Eraser, an app on my Android phone. Canva made my life easier. As I was starting my YouTube journey and creating thumbnails, it just made things a lot easier for me to pull guest photos, create images and graphics with those things in them. So we're going to talk about it today with a little bit of a tutorial, but I also want to talk about just sort of the strategy behind creating content. So we're going to get into all that and more. Every company is a media company. So if you're interested in creating some interesting stuff for your company, then check this out. It's going to be useful to you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the BizDev theme.
BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T.
All right, so today's topic is creating social media content. We're going to do that through using Canva. And so you see, this is the image that I created today. Now, this, for somebody that has not been initiated, creating something like this without the tools can seem really complicated, but I'm going to run you through a few things to show you just how easy it is. Mr. Braden Daniels checking in from Mansfield, Texas. How are you, sir? So the magic of Canva today as we're talking about it. So once I've created this image, it's really easy to make this into a video. It's really easy to resize it. But I just kind of wanted to walk through creating this image. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to create a copy of it. And so you can see that. Make a copy so that I'm not messing with my original image. And Canva makes it just that easy, right? So now I've created a copy of that. I'm going to make this big here so that you can see that. And so if I'm bringing in a picture, and this is why I always talk about the importance of grabbing photos and everything, but let's say I wanted to do another image here to remove this white background. I'm going to Effects, Background Remover. Again, this is part of the paid version, but this is the reason that I love Canva and the reason that I pay for the paid version so that I can do things like this and I don't have to throw the image to my phone, take the background out with an app that may not be that perfect. Canva just does a great job. And so I can instantly switch the image here. You can see it's just that easy. And so now I've changed the whole look and feel, right? And I've uploaded photos. I've actually created the BizDev Live logo in Canva. So that image I then downloaded and then re-uploaded to Canva. And so you can see here's images that I've been putting in here, but I could take this image that I just created this morning for the YouTube video. I can bring it in here, drop it in. I'm using an iMac and I'm using the Chrome browser. So for anybody that, it doesn't work exactly the same way, just understand it maybe work a little bit differently. But you can see I can bring that video in or that photo in right away. Now you can also bring in videos. And so I was showing, yesterday I was showing Carnell Newsom, who I was thinking about in terms of creating today's topic, that you can create videos with this. So here's a video that I did on creating. It's going to be cocktail time very soon. So we're going to make a Moscow Mule for you. Now, in order to make it. So I'm going to pause that, but I can actually put this into the edit as well. And this is ideal for a YouTube thumbnail, for a still image, that kind of thing. But if I wanted to create something that would go on TikTok or on Instagram or on LinkedIn or any other place, I can make a video out of this. And actually, this isn't the ideal size, right? So for LinkedIn, it's 1200 by 1200. For Instagram, it's 1000 by 1000. I cheat and just create one size that sort of works for everything. So the 1200 by 1200 size, copy and resize. So now it's going to take that complete image that I created now, it's going to resize it. And so the things are going to be a little bit off size-wise, but again, not that hard to reshape here. So now I can move this stuff around and it's all drag and drop and I can create this image. So I created one image for YouTube and now I can create another image for my social media channel. So here's the video that I took on my phone. I'm going to drop that into here. It's not about Canva anymore. It's about, let's say, switching this to making a Moscow Mule. And I'm going to make this, maybe I want the Toth event staffing branding. Let's see if I have the logo uploaded. It looks like I do not have it uploaded. Let's see if I'm going to pop it up. Toth, or maybe if I do Tez. But you can search all the images you uploaded. Look at that. So now I have my logo that I have uploaded before. Let me move this to the side and here, and now you can play this. And now, thank God it's Friday. It's going to be cocktail time very soon. So we're going to make a Moscow Mule for you. Now, in order to make a Moscow Mule, you do need some ingredients. Some lovely Ciroc vodka or vodka of your choice. Ginger. So you get the idea. And then not only does Canva allow you to use audio from your video, but you can actually pull in video that is copyright free. So I could pull in something like this. This is a hip hop track. And so now you can mess with volume levels and things like that. I'm not going to go crazy mixing with this, but you can pull the type of the track out. You can change the volume of the track here. You could mute it. You can do a whole bunch of things. And this allows you to create video content for your social media channels. In addition, in using Canva, and I want your questions here. If there's something that you're looking to do with it, I want to say hello to Karen Trendall. Thank you for checking in from Aspen. Braden, thank you for saying that's very cool. I appreciate you. If there's questions you have on this while I'm in this, please get your questions in. If you're watching this on the replay, that's cool too. Just put the questions in and I'll be happy to follow up with you and answer those questions. One of the things that I really enjoy, in terms of creating this stuff. So all this is on the fly in the moment. So let's say I want to pull something for bar, right? So here's some nightlife kind of stuff I can put into the background. I can actually replace the background here. And now I have a cool background to go with my theme. It's really easy to resize things. One of the things that Maria Zavella was mentioning was people's uses of templates. So I usually start with a blank canvas to make sure that what I'm doing or what I'm creating looks a little bit different than everything else. You can sort of see this looks busy. It's sort of hard to see my image in the middle of it. So I might decide, hey, this is a better image to be in the background. And then I play with it. But there's so many different options that it really does make it easy for you to go through and quickly edit. You can see it's fast. Obviously, internet connections are going to make a big difference as you sort of, the speed of upload and download and all that kind of stuff. But I have a relatively fast connection, so it's fairly friendly. But you can see with all these different things that it's really easy to sort of play and manipulate. And so here's an example of something that didn't work out exactly the way I wanted it to. I put this background and I would love this fruit to be on the side. So here's just a way to sort of get around that, right? So I can make this image big. And so now I have the fruit coming in and I can send that to the background, send backwards, send to back. And so you can just play with these images and create the things that you want. And so if I want the fruit to show up on the other side, again, these are images all provided by Canva. There's a free version where you're allowed to use a lot of this stuff, and you don't have to worry about copyright infringement, anything like that. You can use this in your media. It's ready to go. So now I have the fruit on both sides. So really easy to edit these images and create. And again, that easy to make a video, right?
Thank God it's Friday. It's going to be cocktails.
And then you can actually take a still image. So going back to this image today that I created for the YouTube video, I want to pull this over to Instagram and I want to promote the YouTube video. I'm going to resize it. And let's say I'm going to go specifically for the Instagram. So they actually give you a lot of these sizes. So here's an Instagram post. Canva gives you these, right? So you pull that in, copy and resize. So now it's going to take that YouTube thumbnail that I created for YouTube, right? And it's going to resize it for the exact size that I need for Instagram, right? And this is pretty good. It resized it. The sizing isn't too bad. But if I want things to show up a little bit more and I want to look a little bit more intentional with my design, I can pull this stuff out. I can resize the black here, pull this up, make that look a little bit more neat, make myself a little bit bigger in the image, pull the Canva over so it looks interesting. And then I want to put some music behind this, audio, happy, pull up something that has a little bit of a happy beat to it. I'm going to add some animation. So I'm going to animate it. You have all these different options. These crowns indicate things that are paid, but these are available with the free version, I believe. So you could actually do this on the free version of Canva. These are the paid version pieces of it, but this is cool. Now I can do a video, hit play. And so you can see you made some interactive video out of a still image, right? Cornell, thanks for tuning in, man. I was thinking about you. Tina Crawford, thanks. Appreciate you. And Braden, thanks for showing the resize and feature that as a timestamp. It really is, right? So, I think when I talk about Canva, I'm in meetings and networking events, and I'm talking about, the things that Canva does. It can sound like, well, right? It really does make it easy. I've spent the time designing something for one medium, and now I can resize that and put it on different mediums, and it works. And I could create TikTok content. I don't do that enough of that. It really is something that is helpful. Sabrina, thank you. Sabrina, thanks for checking in. Arlene, thanks for checking in. Let me know if you have questions, or is there content that you're trying to create? They do have a lot of templates, and back to what I was saying before about Maria Zavala's kind of stuff. If you're doing something and you want it to come off as original, you can use templates as a guide, but don't just take the same thing that somebody else has already created in terms of a template and post something. All right. Carnell's saying, how do you add borders to video where I can write text? So I think, you might be talking about two things, right? And you might be talking about one, something that I've done here, which is in the the piece here, I've done a border with text in it, but you also might be talking about captions, right? So captioning on Canva may be a little bit difficult because you got to get manual with it. But one of the things that you can do is create multiple pages, right? So if you want a video to do different things, you can add another page and almost like stop motion, right? So I just did this the wrong way. So I can duplicate this page. And so I can create a video and do different titles on each page: social media content, talking Canva, right? And have, my image maybe moved a little bit. So you're talking about a little bit of a stop motion effect here. With the animation, I can switch up the animation on this page versus the first page. And now as I create a video, right, it all comes smoothly together. So as you create these second pages, so you could actually do the captions for each page. I wouldn't do that for something that's long. I would use an app called Big View. Somebody help me put that in the comments if you know the app that I'm talking about. There's an app called Big View. And what you can do is you can record the video on Big View, which will have the captions in it, and then load it into Canva and then put some borders on it and make it pretty, just like I was making the video with me creating the Moscow Mule there, making that pretty on the edges. I could put a border on the bottom. I can make this video smaller, and I can actually take this border and check this out. This is the feature to copy everything. Copy, paste. I can just move that right down to the bottom there. Put that in, move that block back behind it, and now I have a banner at both the top and the bottom. Oscar, I'm glad I taught you something new today. That's great. And Arlene, yes, I am using the paid version. I said that at the beginning of the video. I am using the paid version. There's a lot that you can do on Canva for free. This is not a paid video. I just use it every day and I love it. So I hope it's helpful for you. But yeah, you're for some of these features, and I'm not exactly sure all of the different features. I know when you go to the animate thing here, anything with the crown on it down below is something that if you don't have the paid version, you wouldn't have access to. I think the background eraser piece, which is worth the money, it's about, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, but I think it's about $15 a month. I pay the monthly versus the yearly just for budgetary things. But the idea there is you could save money on the year annual membership if you feel like that. But I just get so much utility out of this using it every day. Now, one thing I'll mention about Canva and anything with creating digital media, having your media cache, your image in lots of different ways is really important. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to create a new design, right? And we're going to do a Instagram post again, right? And so if I want to create lots of images of myself, and Braden says the pro version is worth it. I agree, but I also would warn you, anything that you're getting new or using for the first time, make sure you can get in. It works with your current technology. Don't pay for it before you've actually gone in and played with the user interface and actually verified that it's something that you're going to enjoy using. But as you're pulling things in, having your image to play with, it's a really, really, really big deal getting in here and having some images. Again, I'm going to show you the effects. You hit this and background remover so you can see the white image there. I'm also going to show you this without just the white background because it really is amazing because it does pull the background out for a lot of different types of images that you'd be surprised that it pulls people out of. It even pulls the background out of images that are provided by Canva itself. So for example, if I wanted to just take this book, right, and pull the background out, chances are, and again, we're doing this live, so bear with me here, but I have highlighted this photo that I got off Canva that has this little portfolio book. I'm going to take the background remover out of it, and you can see it has like a cloth background. And so what should happen here is it's going to pull the background out and just leave me the main piece of whatever it's deciding is the main piece of the image. And it's pretty intelligent. It's pretty incredible how it works. So you can see it pulled the book out. It actually erased the other book. And then you have the ability to erase or restore. So there's a little bit of piece of this image over here. I can pull that out. And now I have this book basically completely pulled out. And now I can use this image as a part of my image. And let's say I was doing a video on the importance of a journal or something like that. Right now I'm going to take my image. I'm going to pull it up here to make it big, pull it down, put the book in my hands, and you can sort of see, obviously I'd play with it to make it look a little bit more legit or maybe a little bit more funny, but you can see it now. So this image needs a background. And so let's say I was doing a video on journaling or writing. I could pull up different images of journals. Maybe I'll do journals with an S. Maybe I'll get an image that has a whole bunch of journals, right? And so this is going to be my background. And so boom, now I have a video about journals, and really has utility to whatever you want to do. You really provides a lot of utility. Love your questions. I'm trying to think of more examples of how to use this, but for example, here's one of my students, not an ideal picture. The picture of himself has this background. Maybe it was taken, I don't know, someplace outside or in a bathroom, whatever. I want to pull him out. And so I'm going to take that background out of it. And you're going to see that now he just comes out. Now this image that really didn't look professional with the background suddenly becomes a lot more professional. I can make that my background of the image, right? And that just pulled the effects out. So that's why you got the undo button on this, and you can reset this kind of stuff. But you can see I actually already manipulated this photo to create an image and put this background with New York City skyline in there. Carnell says, great nuggets. Arlene says, wow, love it. So it really makes things a lot more professional. Going back to one of the previous images, there's lots of things that you can do with the text. Finding your own brand style, right, is really important. So if you have colors for your brand, you can create a brand kit that always uses your style, your colors, and defaults to those. So that's something that you're going to want to get really comfortable with. And so you can pick your colors that you like to use. You can pick the fonts that you like to use and set those up. Now, I work on a couple of different brands on Canva, so I haven't really set it up because I didn't want it to get in my way, but I certainly could for BizDev Live. And so that's something that can help you stay consistent with your brand over time by creating those brand colors. And there's lots of YouTube videos that'll be more helpful than this one in terms of showing you all the features of Canva, but hopefully this showed you some of the possibilities. And then you can even pull videos into your stuff. So let's say I wanted, instead of this pink background, I want something moving for my video, so I can replace my background with Canva, and now you're going to see what that looks like. Really, really, really cool stuff. Lots of different things that you can do, things that are going to fit your brand and what you need to do. If you're thinking finance, if you're thinking so many different things. Somebody might recognize this as the background from the video that we have for the Master Connection series. We have the earth moving in the background. So you can see I've used this. So many different ways to use this fun stuff. Have fun with it. If you want to blast off and have a great time with your brand, right? Go ahead and get using Canva. There's lots of other tools out there, and I want you to encourage.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Right, very cool stuff. There's lots of different ways to use the brand. I encourage you to play. Definitely make sure that if you are working, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you are a media company. So getting familiar with all the different tools. If there's a tool that you're using that you love better than Canva, I hope this video inspires you to tell me about it, because somebody else told me about Canva. And so I get to tell you about it today. I really love using it, creating the different images. It makes it so easy. I can download things. And yes, Canva has its own music catalog. Most of the most of the audio is just instrumental, but there are some stuff with words, but it's not your pop music because it's copyright free. So it's not going to be Beyonce or something like that, but it's going to be music that you can actually use with your YouTube videos and with your social media content relatively easy without any challenge. So you can hear something like this. And it's easy to switch things out. And of course, I'm having technical difficulties now, but you can check things out like this where, there we go. Different sounds, different kind of things. You can manipulate it for where you want it to hit in the video. Lots of different ways to play with multiple images so that you can combine different things and move things, but there's so much possibility and so drag and drop easy to create original content for your social media. So have a good time, get into it. If you have more questions, please let me know. I'm looking forward to helping you with it. Have a great day. If you have more questions, hit me in the comments. Make sure you hit a like. Make sure you go over to YouTube, Cameron Toth on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. I really love you. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day.
BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is intelligent. If you watch it, I promise you benefit. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C.